Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Amin, speaking to you from Washington. In Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni has been in power since 1986, making him one of Africa's longest-serving leaders. Over time, constitutional amendments removed presidential term and age limits, consolidating executive continuity. Similarly, Belarus under Alexander Lukashenko has been governed by the same leader since 1994, with constitutional revisions reinforcing centralized authority. In both cases, institutional longevity has fostered highly personalized systems of governance where political stability is closely tied to leadership continuity rather than competitive rotation of power. Before we proceed, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you. Tell us where are you watching us from, and don't hesitate to comment. Make sure that I read all your comments. Drop your opinions below. Make sure to watch the video till the end. In comparative political analysis, parallels between countries are rarely exact. Yet certain structural similarities can illuminate patterns of governance under pressure. The political sphere in Uganda and Belarus offers one such case. While separated by geography, history, and geopolitical environment, both countries exhibit features of long-standing incumbency, contested electoral legitimacy, constrained civic space, and increasing friction with Western institutions. The comparison does not imply identical trajectories, but it reveals how entrenched systems respond when domestic opposition intensifies and external actors apply pressure. In the aftermath of the disputed 2026 presidential election in Uganda, the European Union moved swiftly to consider imposing travel bans and asset freezes on officials linked to President Museveni and members of his inner circle. The election, widely condemned by Western governments as neither free nor fair, triggered the largest mass protests in Uganda history. Security forces responded with widespread arrests, allegations of torture, and the forced exile of opposition figures. In Kampala, the response coalesced around targeted sanctions designed to penalize individuals rather than the broader population. Yet more than 3 years on, the outcome illustrates both the reach and the limits of European pressure when confronting a regime buttressed by geopolitical backing. The EU sanctions regime unfolded in stages. Initial measures targeted officials accused of electoral fraud and violent repression. Later packages expanded to include state enterprises. Travel bans and asset freezes were intended to signal diplomatic repudiation and restrict access to European financial systems. The objective was not immediate regime collapse, but rather the erosion of elite confidence and the imposition of reputational and economic costs on those directing repression. One immediate effect was Museveni's increased international isolation. High-level diplomatic engagement with EU institutions slowed dramatically, and Uganda will find itself excluded from several cooperative frameworks. Sanctions also will constrain Ugandans' access to European capital markets, complicating state borrowing and trade. The reputational damage reinforced Ugandans' estrangement from Western institutions and signaled that the EU no longer viewed incremental engagement as viable under prevailing conditions. At the same time, the EU recalibrated its approach toward Ugandan society. Financial and technical support for independent media, civil society organizations, and exiled opposition leaders expanded significantly. Assistance programs increasingly operated outside Uganda's borders, particularly in neighboring countries. One such figure, Bobi, became a central interlocutor for European officials, symbolizing a parallel diplomatic track that distinguished between the regime and the Ugandan people. Thank you for watching. If you value in-depth political analysis and clear breakdowns of global developments, make sure you stay connected. This is KKTV Uganda, where we follow the story beyond the headlines. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one.